US President Trump imposes 15% tariff on Nigeria, other African nations in major trade shifts. This Donald Trump, I don't even know what he wants. He's just doing a lot of things at the same time. Wetin happen? His own is becoming too much. United States President Donald Trump has officially imposed a 15% tariff on imports from Nigeria and several other African countries. The White House announced the new tariff rates in an executive order. The executive order, titled Further Modifying the Reciprocal Tariff Rates, said this modification shall be effective with respect to goods entered for consumption or withdrawn from the warehouse for consumption on or after 12:01 a.m. In April, former President Trump imposed a 14% tariff on imports from Nigeria, citing the need to establish fairer trade practices. A 90-day grace period was granted to allow for bilateral negotiations, setting August 1 as the deadline for reaching new trade agreements. Despite intensive discussions, most of the negotiation failed to produce concrete outcome. As a result, the new tariff rates have now come into effect, with Nigeria among several countries facing increased duties under the revised U.S. trade policy. Efforts by African nations, including Nigeria, to secure individual trade deals with the United States ultimately fell short. Meanwhile, during the negotiation period, Trump also reinstated travel restrictions on several African countries. Nigeria, initially excluded, was later added to the list as the policy expanded. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, expressed West Africa's desire to deepen trade relations with the US, but cited the imposed travel restrictions as a significant obstacle. Under the revised tariff scheduled 50%, Afghanistan, Angola, Bolivia, Botswana, Cameroon, Chad, Costa Rica, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ecuador, Equatorial Guinea, Fiji, Ghana, Guyana, Iceland, Israel, Japan, Jordan, Lesotho, Liechtenstein, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Nauru, New Zealand, Nigeria, North Macedonia, Norway, Papua New Guinea, South Korea, Trinidad and Tobago, Turkey, Uganda, Vanuatu, Venezuela, Zambia, and Zimbabwe are all to pay this 15% tariff. No wahala now. Now, that Trump, I don't really know. He's really doing way too much. I don't know. When Kachuko says, does Tinubu have the liver to reciprocate since not only FX be the audio achievement when they talk? They can't reciprocate. Reciprocate what? It's so bomb says, Nigeria the export safe. I don't know. God they says, let Uncle Tinubu reciprocate this kind gesture by imposing 15% tariff on the US too. What do they want to impose? But Sylvester says, in the tariff war, is the citizen that would pay while the money goes to the government, Abi? Importers or exporters would add the tariff to cost of the product. Now us, they still they fortify everything. I say, Eila replies and says the product from the country with less tariff will now dominate the market in a competitive market. Moss says, let's trade with China. That man to do. He's really doing too much. I don't know. He's doing too much. But I think China is even worse than USA at this point in time. Achiko says, let's avoid dollar, embrace BRICS. I don't know. Abula says, let Nigeria also impose 50% tariff, 50 on US goods coming to Nigeria. I don't know if they can do that though. I don't know. Abamut says sanctions make nations stronger. See this one, it makes nations stronger. Lazarus says, but Nigerians were praying for him to win. Who told you it was all Nigerians that were praying for him to win? Elder Kadelu says, you should make it 50%. 15% is too small. Wahala. Babatunde Lawal says, Toothless lion, an empty threat. You think Trump will make an empty threat? When over half of the world are now in BRICS, the world can live and trade without US. Era of oppressor is over. Okay. Ephraim says, must Nigeria trade with USA? Simply sever ties with the US and face and trade with other countries, period. Do you know who used to borrow them money? I don't know if it's US, but where will they borrow money from? David Okpara says, at least we follow for country. That's a big achievement. Ibrahim Babaji says, thank you, J. Donald, for making the world have a rethink. Who is J. Donald? OCGC says they won't recover their money by force. Mustafa Aliju says Nigeria is richer than US, but lack of the amount of money we have in this country. The way they call money, and then you'll be like, where are they going to get this money from? Where? Yesterday they were announcing that they want to fix the airport. They want to renovate the airport. And they are quoting 700 and something billion naira. They say they want to fix the airport and one other place. And they are quoting like 2.38 trillion naira. Where are they going to get the money? Are they going to go and borrow it? Or where is it coming from? Exactly, because I don't know. I don't know. And we have money in this country. It's just bad leaders that we have. Bad leaders. Ekwonka says, declining and confused nation. Haruna Isa says, we shall survive, inshallah. Carol Henry says, somebody please explain these tariffs to me, the meaning and effect. Okay, you can use ChatGPT. Mazi Anthony says, ask yourself, which trade do we trade with the USA? A part of human resources? I don't even know. Maybe vehicles, electronics, and the likes. Because HP says, listen, they stopping from deporting Sam Cliff. Wahala. Listen, bring Sam Cliff inside this matter. I'm sure you're a rattle. President says, Trump don't disappoint me. Waiting we get, papa or what? Or fufu. Trump don't mix the thing up or because I don't know. The only thing I know is that people from Nigeria that sells products like local foods and all. I know that it's foods most of the time that people take to USA and they sell. So what exactly are we exporting or importing to that place? I don't know. Michael says, this in Nigeria they carry go US. Let them stop taking anything to the US. They can't though. Because there are some people that, especially for food, that one that I know for sure, are people that always importing right now, exporting food to the US. A lot of times, local dishes, like foods that you will not see in their local store, and some prefer to buy from Nigeria and probably get somebody to send it to them. And we have some people that have these local shops in America too, that have the business. So I think I don't think that can stop. How will it stop? Where will they get those local dishes? I don't know, Sha. My listeners, don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.